I'd like to pull us now to Mayor Pete, the sort of the sinking ship with a big smile on its face. And can we please
getting a reservation at Dorsia now?
Can we please get can we please cue up the first video, his remembrance of things past.
Part of how you can win and deserve to win is to know what's worth more to you than winning. And I think that's what we need in the presidency right now. Together, we will win a better era for our country.
No. So, Mayor Pete,
holy
his
shit.
key takeaway debate message is part of winning is what's worth more to you than winning, and being you. It's this
war in Iran, brought to you by Raytheon.
I mean, this is a guy who's like, he is spiritually dead. Like, we can all agree on that, but just been so poisoned by the fucking West Wing that all of that sort of that rot, that everything, all the CIA shit, all the bread price fixing, all of the things he's done to make the world basically just a worse place in small or big ways for people who can't really fight back against it. It's just papered over with this, you know, the real point of an election is to be true to ourselves and make friends. Horse shit.
Well, he's CIA goofy,
like, did you see
isn't he?
his big tweet that was like, it's not just about the president, it's about the presidency. And that was his big line about impeachment.
God.
And it's just...
It's embarrassing.
Well, I just believe we have to have a fucking war with Iran.
The problem is, it's embarrassing.
I like Mayor Pete when he wrote articles about how great Bernie Sanders was. You know, he wrote one of those and won an award.
Yeah. Let's get back to that.
Also a simp. So we're finding just like it's simp all the way down. Incredible.
Yeah.
I absolutely incredible. And the constant like going on about how he carried a rifle in Afghanistan. And then what I loved is that Nate found this picture that he keeps posting of him holding an M4 in Afghanistan. He's like not actually wearing battle rattle, so it's not really clear why. And then Nate like pointed out that if you zoom in, he's actually holding the rifle backwards.
Oh yeah.
Because he's trying to like ape like a holding it in a like kind of low ready stance so he could bring it up to fire. But Nate was pointing out that if he actually tried to raise it to fire, he would have to have his arm over the top of the gun, but somehow holding it from underneath, and so it would be like looking through his armpit as he was trying to shoot.
Yeah. It's like, I didn't carry a rifle in Afghanistan because I wasn't allowed to touch the real ones.
Yeah, I was holding this. I was there for the annual paintball tournament.
But let's go to the second video now, because this is where we can be relieved that there's no chance that this moron is getting anywhere close to the nomination.
By having better hands guided by better values on those pulleys and levers of American government. So can I look to you to spread that sense of hope to those that you know? Come on.
Oh boy.
If you freeze frame, you can see the exact moment his soul breaks in half. Somebody said that this was literally the same room as Jeb's Please Clap. I don't know if that's true. But
Like he was paying tribute to it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Clapping while my man gives a speech. Oh, you thought I was clapping my man?
He's done his please clap, because you know what? No one likes that. No one likes it when you talk about we're better than this and our shared values, because everyone knows that we're not, because you can see it right there. It's again, he wants to come in with personal virtue and just say to everyone, come be personally virtuous with me, Pete. And the policies are fine. They're not fine, but he's saying they're fine. Don't worry about them. Don't think about them too much.
President dumbass.
Yeah. Not like President, not like, Bernie.
President naughty.
Not like Bernie, who's like a materialist, and Trump, who's crass. It's like, Pete actually...
The tone will be nice.
Yeah. Pete would... I think if you... I think two things about Pete, and they're contradictory. One is that he wants to become president because he wants to do evil shit. He's basically like... He's
the
like
Smiler from Transmetropolitan.
Yeah.
He wants to become president because he wants to fuck with us.
Well, it makes sense that he's of contradictions because his father was a Marxist scholar.
How come Marxist scholars keep having shitty kids?
He was a Gramsci scholar.
But also, I think that if you take Pete at his word, you could probably, without too much difficulty, rhetorically trick him into saying he'd rather share the nomination with Warren and Klobuchar and so on.
Oh yeah, it's like a King Solomon vibe. Like, well, whose nomination really is it? I'll cut this nomination in half, so help me.
You know what it is? I feel like in a Buttigieg administration, the tone would be very, very nice. Like, you would get a lot of nice photo ops. You would have like the Barack and Joe friendship bracelet on the Twitter account kind of vibe again, and that would make a lot of people very happy. Even as like a lot of people in the Beltway area working at think tanks would be absolutely overjoyed to see that back, and then for some reason their dogs would just keep going missing in the middle of the night. And people would see like a black Suburban just peel out from down.
It would just be charmless Trudeau, like fucking
Trudeau is charmless. Trudeau,
no, but like Trudeau at least
even
has
more
like,
charmless.
Like what I will say about Mayor Pete is that Mayor Pete isn't even interesting enough to have done blackface. Like that's like the level. Like
I think he's no. There's the depravity. The depravity is much deeper than that. It is fucking Indiana Uber Alice. There is a real darkness, and we cannot write that off.
Yeah, he was doing kind of like weird, almost Bill Clinton voice in that clip as well. It was like he was trying to sound presidential.
So, conscious of time, I have one more thing left, which is that Hillary gave an interview in a Hulu documentary where she said a lot of things that we know.
Was it about Fire Festival?
Which is that Bernie was in Congress for years, had one senator to support him, that he was a career politician whose claim to represent American workers is just baloney. Which I mean, we know all of the mendacious shit that Hillary says and does. We know that she mostly sees herself as a stick to beat the left with, and that she should just be anointed onto the presidency. We know all of that. But what I loved is that her claim was that nobody likes Bernie in Capitol Hill, as though that would somehow be a problem for most Americans who hate Capitol Hill. And Bernie's response was typically very good, where he said, "On a good day, I think my wife likes me."
which is a very good an own like on the quiet, because the Clintons
I think likes you more than your rapist of a husband likes you.
And again, just denies, doesn't say, actually, I have many friends. No, it's just like, no, that's a dumb thing to say. I'm going to respond to you with a joke.
And another great part was when they're like, why do you think she keeps talking about this? And he's like, good question, ask her. You should ask her.
I fucking love this guy.
Warren is such a... I actually almost prefer Hillary to Warren. I mean, her politics are much worse, obviously, but she has a kind of integrity in what a kind of an asshole she is with Sanders, whereas Warren plays a principled, civic-minded...
Golly gosh, it sure would be nice if you liked me. Kind of thing.
Yeah. And I gotta say that when Warren was asked what she thought of Hillary Clinton's comments about nobody liking Sanders, she said, "I'm not going to go there." Like, honestly, that is just, it keeps getting worse. Like, my lack of respect for her, the void where respect used to be for her, keeps getting bigger and bigger and deeper and deeper. And first it was saying what she said about Sanders, and then it was saying what she said during the debate, and then not shaking his hand. And Sanders, it was so funny. He was asked about what was said during that exchange before the audio had been released about, during the debate, when she's like, "I think you just called me a liar on national TV." And he's like, "What? Let's talk about it later." She's like, "Anytime." So annoying. She thinks she's so cool and badass. And then he's like, "You call me a liar." All right, we'll talk about it later. But then when he was asked what happened, what they were talking about, he's like, "The weather." Which is the most Bernie line ever.
It's great.
It's so great.
See nothing.
Yeah. Bupkis.